Hi, today we are going to see a topic in Oracle PLSQL. Okay, we are going to discuss about the cursors in the PLSQL. First, what is cursor? Oracle creates a memory area known as the context area for processing an SQL statement, which contains all the information needed for processing the statement. And whenever we issue any SQL statement, okay, we will be getting the results. Normally, if you are getting around 10 rows, you can say 10 records are there, means we will be getting 10 rows where it will be stored. So we need a memory area. Okay, that is the context area. Here it is called as the context area. For example, the number of rows processed, etc. Okay, the cursor is a pointer to this context area. Okay, the memory area is called as the context area, and cursor is a pointer to this context area. The PLSQL controls the context area through a cursor. Cursor holds the rows returned by the SQL statement. I already told you, if you get the result as 10 rows, 10 records, okay, then that memory area, that the cursor holds the number of records, that is, holds the rows, can say holds the records. The set of the rows the cursor holds is referred to as an active set. Okay. Here we can name the cursor. There are two types of cursor, that is explicit cursor and implicit cursor. Here now we are going to see implicit cursor. Here there is no need to give name for the cursor. Implicit cursors are automatically created by the Oracle whenever an SQL statement is executed, when there is no explicit cursor for the statement. For example, we are executing an SQL statement and we have not given any explicit cursor, means then implicitly cursor will be automatically created. There is no need to create the cursors. Explicit means we are not creating the cursor, we are just giving a name to the cursor. Okay. In implicit cursor, programmers cannot control the cursors and the information in it. Whenever the DML statement, I think you are familiar with the DML statement, insert, update, and delete is issued, and implicit cursor is associated with this statement. For insert operation, the cursor holds the data that needs to be inserted. For update and delete operation, the cursor identifies the rows that would be affected. Okay. Insert means we are going to insert around 10 records. The cursor holds the data. Okay. But for update and delete, the cursor identifies the rows, what is going to affect it. If we are having around 25, 30 rows, 30 records, means it will identify. Okay. In PLSQL, you can refer to the most recent implicit cursor as the SQL cursor, which has always attributes. We are having attributes that found, is open, not found, and a row counter. Okay. The SQL cursor has additional attributes like bulk row count and bulk exception designed for the use with the for all statement that we will see later. The following table provides the description of the most used attributes. Here we are going to see only row count and not found. That is why I have not listed the other attributes. Just I will explain what is row count and not found, and I will go to one sample PLSQL program so that you can easily understand. Here I'm already got one program for that. Okay. I've already written a small program where it will increment the salary by 500. We will see how the rows are getting affected. Before that, we will see what is row count and not found. A row count returns the number of rows affected by the insert, update, or delete statement, or returned by select into statement. Okay. Then not found, logical opposite of the found. It returns true if an insert, update, delete statement affected no rows, or a select into statement return no rows, otherwise it returns false. The following program will update the table and increase the salary of each customer by 500. Here I am going to take the example employee. The salary of each employee by 500. and use the SQL row count attribute to determine the number of rows affected. Okay. We are going to see that small program. I will show you now. Here we have used the SQL not found and SQL row counter. By using this, we can see the number of rows affected. Here I will show the list of the records. Normal, every time we will be using the same one, no? The employee table, the Scott Tiger, the same one. Here I've added one row, I think, he named Queen, the job CEO, and her salary is 6,500. And it will take King. King, where is King? King, here is King, and his salary is also 6,500. By incrementing this, it will increase. It should increase by 500, and it will show the result as 7,000. Okay, that we will check after executing the PLSQL program. Here the same thing, and declare total rows number. We have given that data type, and update EMP set sal is equal to sal plus 500. We are incrementing by 500 rupees. And DBMS output dot put line, I think everybody aware of this. If you forgotten, means go through the videos I've already created and posted in the Tech Easy Learning channel, so that you can easily understand what is the purpose of this DBMS output put line. I already explained clearly. This used to display. Okay, and already we have used the set server output on. We should use it, otherwise we cannot see the display. Okay, and total rows is equal to SQL row count. Now I am going to execute it. See, 15 employees selected. Let me will check. Select start from EMP. It should show the CEO salary as 700, and this should be incremented to 800, like that. Let me see. See, 2,700, sorry, 2,800 and 7,000, and King salary 7,000. So all rows correctly updated. There is no need to worry. Okay. By using this PLSQL, we have updated the table. And also we have learned about what is use of the implicit cursor. In the next video, we can see about the explicit cursor. Now we have seen one simple program, how to update the table by using the PLSQL. And we have seen about the attributes like SQL row count and not found. Okay. And also that, yeah, we have seen that. You have seen how to update the employee records. Okay. We have seen about the implicit cursor. The explicit cursor we will see later. Thanks. Bye.